So, what does it really take to dedicate your entire life to helping others? I mean, really dedicate it. That's the huge question at the heart of the Bodhisattva path. So, today, we're going to dive right into one of the most incredible scriptures, the Abhitamsaka Sutra, to find the actual blueprint for this amazing kind of compassion. Okay, so first things first, forget any idea of a quiet little classroom. The scene for this teaching is absolutely epic. The Buddha isn't just with a few followers, he's surrounded by, and I'm quoting here, countless bodhisattvas from innumerable worlds. We're not talking about a local get together, this is a full on cosmic summit. And that tells you right away what's about to be said is a very, very big deal. So, who are these key figures, these bodhisattvas? Well, a bodhisattva is defined by this just mind-blowing choice. They do all the work to achieve enlightenment, but right at the finish line, they decide to postpone their own ultimate peace, nirvana, to stay in the game and help every single other being get there first. I mean, just think about that. It's a path built on the most radical, incredible altruism you can imagine. Now, in the middle of this massive cosmic assembly, one of these great bodhisattvas, a being named Universal Wisdom, steps forward. And he doesn't just ask one little question. No. He unleashes this absolute flood of questions that, when you put them all together, basically create a complete roadmap for the entire spiritual journey, from the first step to the last. He starts right at the beginning, with the absolute fundamentals. He asks, what do we stand on? What is our foundation? And then, what do we actually do? What's the practice? Then he goes a layer deeper, looking at both the outside and the inside. Okay, what are the ethics that guide our actions? And, just as important, what should our mind, our inner state actually be like? And finally, he asks about the destination. What is real wisdom? What is the ultimate path? Taken all together, these questions cover the whole shebang. He's asking for nothing less than a complete A to Z guide on how to become a fully awakened being for the good of everyone. So, with these huge questions just hanging in the air, who steps up to answer? None other than the great Bodhisattva Samantabhadra, who is basically the personification of practice itself. And he starts by laying out the groundwork, what he calls the 10 pillars or the 10 supports for this entire path. And here's what's so fascinating. Samantabhadra's answer isn't some vague poetic mystery. It is perfectly organized. He gives this incredible framework built around the number 10. For every single major question, he provides 10 pillars, 10 practices, 10 states of mind. It takes this huge, daunting spiritual quest and turns it into a clear, methodical, and totally approachable map. So where does a journey this immense even begin? Samantabhadra couldn't be clearer. The absolute bedrock, the first and most important pillar that holds up everything else, is what's called bodhicitta. This is the mind of enlightenment, that crucial, pivotal moment you decide to seek awakening not just for yourself, but for every other being in existence. And building on that core idea, he lists 10 supports. Let's look at 3 really key ones. First, like we said, everything relies on bodhicitta. Second, you have to rely on good spiritual friends. And, this is a timeless idea, right? Today, we'd call them mentors, wise teachers, or just a really solid community that keeps you on track. And third, you rely on great vows, those powerful intentions that become the fuel for everything you do. This is your support system. All right, so you've got your foundation, you've got your support system. Now what? What does a bodhisattva actually do? Well, the path isn't just about having good intentions. It's about putting them into action every single day with both your body and your mind. And this is just a brilliant way to show the two sides of the same coin. The practice is about both an inner job, cultivating what's called the mind of Samantabhadra, and an outer job, which is practicing the paramitas, or the perfections. Your internal world directly powers your external impact. You need both. So what does it mean to have this mind of Samantabhadra? It means you're actively, consciously shaping your inner world. You're working to generate great kindness to protect everyone. You're generating great compassion, to the point you'd actually endure suffering for others. And I love this one. You're cultivating a mind like an ocean, vast enough to accept all pure teachings. And how does all that inner work show up on the outside? Through practicing the perfections. These are the concrete, real-world actions. We're talking about the perfection of giving, just total, open-handed generosity. The perfection of morality, living with impeccable ethics. Patience, having this unshakable calm in the face of anything. And wisdom, the ability to see things as they really are. This is where the rubber meets the road. Okay, so we've got the foundation, we've got the practice. But where is all this actually going? What's the goal of this unbelievably huge journey of inner and outer work? Turns out the goal isn't just one single thing. It's this holistic, incredible outcome. It's about perfecting beings, which is all about helping others grow. It's about deeply entering the Dharma, or truly understanding the nature of reality. It's even about adorning worlds. I mean, how cool is that? It's about actively making the world a better, more enlightened place for everyone. And all of that leads to ultimate wisdom. But the fuel for this whole engine, the thing that drives the entire process, is great compassion. And let's be really clear, the text says this isn't about pity. It's a powerful, motivating force that comes from looking at the world with clear eyes and seeing that beings feel unsupported, that they're tangled up in their own desires, that they're metaphorically drowning. It's a compassion that's born from genuine wisdom. And this quote from the text, man, it just brings it all right home. The absolute essence of this path is arousing a mind of great compassion to endure suffering on behalf of all sentient beings. Just let that sink in. That is the radical, courageous commitment at the very heart of what it means to be a bodhisattva. So, after that whirlwind tour of this ancient, profound path, we're left with one last big question. I mean, even if we're not aiming to become cosmic bodhisattvas anytime soon, what can we take away from this? What kind of inspiration can this incredible vision of selfless service, deep wisdom, and radical compassion give us? Right here in our own lives today.